Hi, it's Gail Scott here again, and I'm glad that you're here. Thank you. This message is around a channeling that just came in 2 nights ago from a brand new collective, and they call themselves the Connectors. They've told me they are a multidimensional galactic council, and they have the energy of a grandfather kind of energy for us. And so, what I take that to mean is that they are wise and they are ancient, and they also want to really care about us. So they've come in with a message this time about the light that is on our planet and how it relates to how we are all connected, not just humanly from person to person, but also from a planetary perspective. So they've mentioned that the internet, they're calling our lifeblood. They're saying it is a stream of energy that has been developed to assist us to be more connected to each other. And for sure, that is definitely the case. But they're also recommending that we don't forget that we are all energetically connected to each other anyway, even without the internet technology that we have, that we are all one. And so they want us to understand that there's some pretty amazing things that are happening to our planet right now. We have the beginnings of a new connection being created for ourselves on planet Earth, on our planet. This is something that has never been in place before. And the light that is bombarding our planet right now is actually upgrading her. And that impact of upgrade is creating, in fact, a ripple effect into our bodies, into us as the species that inhabit this planet. And although we're not the only species that inhabit the planet, they're quick to point out to me that we are the ones that do have a consciousness level that really is at the forefront of living on planet Earth. And so now they're asking, so why is this relevant? Well, it's relevant to us to know this because this light and this connection energy that's coming on the planet is going to create a lot of change. Now, you could say, oh, there's a lot of change happening already. Well, there is. However, this particular kind of change is going to change the structure of how we all live together. Not just how we live together, but how we support each other. And more importantly, the authority that is given to each one of us in order to maintain the existence that we have here so that we're living a cohesive, harmonious, peaceful, and very healthy life. So a lot of change coming, a lot of change happening right now, energetic impulses that are connecting many different aspects of our life here on Earth. And many of it, they're telling me we cannot see. We cannot see, we cannot understand it, but we're getting it. Whether we like it or not, we are getting it. And what it's going to do, it's going to allow us to progress intellectually, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and more as a collective at this point in time rather than individuals. Because what we want to begin to be understanding is the nature of connectivity between all of us. And so this energetic impulse, this upgrade, is coming in to specifically allow us to awaken. And awakening is a very common word right now, but they're saying this awakening shall happen in the form of a ripple. And so, in a sense, an upgrade that if you look at energy, you could go from 110 to 220. And they're saying, well, this is actually happening to us right now. As I'm doing this video and as you're watching, this energetic upgrade is happening to us. Now, of course, they're telling me these numbers are not exact. It's not that we are going from 110 to 220. This is just an example for them to be able to give it to us so that we can understand the nature of this energetic impulse and this rise, as they're calling it. Although rise is not the best word to use, it's more of a shift. And unfortunately for us, this shift is actually going to bring some turmoil, as if we haven't had enough of that already. Things are going to be shaking up a little bit more than we've experienced. So begin to notice the shifts that are happening. They're telling me things are going to begin to move. It's not that they're going to move from A to B, as you and I would understand that. It's that things are going to start to transform into a newer form, a different form, one we haven't seen before, an upgrade. Now, I have no idea what that means. But they're telling me just begin to notice that things are changing. New structures are going to begin to form. New patterns are going to be created. And that this is actually being done to the planet herself in order to shift her into a new vibration. And so once she's done that, then we'll be able to exist in a much more harmonious way. And so they're giving me the example of a snow globe. So, you know, when you pick up a snow globe and you start to shake it, all that snow goes everywhere and it's really upset. You can't see the picture underneath. It's very discombobulating. This is what it's going to be like for us going through the next little while. But they have told me it's not going to be for too long, but they are recommending you hold on tight to your seatbelt because we are moving through some explosive increases, not just in the information highway that I mentioned earlier on the internet, but new discoveries are going to show up. New levels of awareness are going to suddenly materialize in our collective. And these changes are going to spark into impulses where we as individuals and as a group are going to become much more coherent, much more aligned, and we'll be able to connect the dots, not only for each other, but with each other and through each other and for the benefit of each other. And I don't know about you, but that all sounds good to me. However, it is not going to appear to be very organized at the moment. In fact, it could appear to be complete disarray. So hang on, because when you're looking at that snow globe, you can see that it takes some time for the white to settle down and for you to be able to see the beautiful, clear picture that's underneath that. And that's also what's going to happen for us on the planet. But know that even though we're going through this intense energy changes, it is an expansive time for us and a huge expansion for planet Earth. Now, for some people on the planet, this is not going to be relevant because they will not be moving forward into this new Earth, into this new energetic dynamic. And that is not a bad thing. It's just that they're moving into a different energetic sphere, so to speak. And so for some of us who are evolving at this moment, at this time, this is what's going to happen. But for some other people, they will have finalized the evolution of their soul's journey in this dynamic, in this time-space reality, and they'll be moving on to something else. And so they're telling us that for now, our incarnation period on planet Earth over the last century has been about 100 years. That's how long we generally live. Well, what they're saying is that as this shift in energy and connection comes into play, the structure of our bodies is actually also going to be changing. And even the connections within our bodies will change. And this is going to allow us to actually live healthier for longer. Although it might seem a little difficult to understand, they're telling me that they're not going to complicate us with any more information than that, but just to know that as we move forward over the next 100 years or so, in fact, almost a whole generation's worth, we'll notice the difference and that our history books will show this to be true in our future. Now, this collective, calling themselves the Connectors, they have told me that their mandate as a collective is to provide us with information that's going to assist us to understand some of these connective changes that are coming down the pipeline, energetic impulses, generational shifts, and species upgrades, as well as, of course, the energy on our planet. And that I will be given more information surrounding technology changes, and that they're going to hold on to that for now. They're not going to give us that just so we're not too confused with the turmoil that we're already in. And so just be rest assured that we are fully supported. We're being held on and held within a safety net that will allow us, in a sense, not to fall off, not fall off the edge of this energetic connectivity on the planet that is going through and is bringing us this massive transformation. And so we are probably going to feel it. We will feel it within our bodies, within our health. We will notice it within our electrical systems, and we will notice it within our energy field as a whole. But we don't need to be concerned. We don't need to be fearful. We don't need to be unsure about what's happening, because we actually cannot understand the nature of these shifts right now, because we don't have that consciousness level yet, but it will be revealed to us. We will be given the information that we need in order to understand it. So it's actually a very exciting time for us as a species here on planet Earth, as we are going through this evolutionary shift. It's a great time to be alive. You may not think that looking at some of the news. However, they're telling me that much of the dark situation that we're finding ourselves in is going to shift very quickly, because it's going to be superseded by this photon light, which in a sense is going to bring a brighter sun for us here. And that this connection upgrade, in a sense, has been predestined, and that all of the things that we are fearful of will fall away. And as these changes happen, changes that have never happened before on our planet, in this time-space reality, we are not going to understand or know or be clear about what it's going to look like. And that's because even though there's a plan and there's an intention to bring forward these changes for our future reality, we as a population get to make choices and make decisions, and we get to help ourselves in this evolutionary process. So what is a way that we can help ourselves? Well, as I've spoken before in many other videos, the energy of love, the essence of love energy, is what they are encouraging us to begin to connect more deeply to. It's not the essence of being in love, which has been discussed in a previous video of mine, but the energy of where you feel aligned and where you feel inspired and where you feel creative and where you feel that you're moving forward with purpose. And when you're operating from that dynamic, you can connect to anything at any level, and you can increase your energy at that point, and you can help yourself and you can help other people to be in a place that's aligned, and you can really recognize the sovereignty of yourself and of other people, and being able to make your own choices and to be able to help other people to live more harmoniously and live with more peace, and really live coming from the heart energy. And they're telling me that the more we can do this at an individual level, the easier the transition connection will be. And if you're looking for assistance with this, this is something that I do. This is something that all light workers will assist you with to become more heart-centered, so that you're not focusing on all the scary stuff that's out there, but you're looking at the kinds of things that bring you joy. And look to our children, in a sense. I did a video a while back about the children, and they've brought this up again. Children are filled to the brim with the beautiful light energy, and they have all kinds of ideas for us. So this collective are suggesting, don't go to the elderly and the aged to get ideas and inventions. Look to them for morals and values of how we should treat each other. But look at the young people and go to the young people for ideas on how to move forward and what we can do, because this connection between all of the ages is something that we can all benefit from, and we can all connect at different generational levels and learn from each other. So as we let go of the fear and we embrace all of the commonalities between us, then this is when things are going to happen faster and with more certainty. And it is an exciting time. And if they've said, when you move forward, or you just be in the energy of love, being inspired, being motivated, moving forward with alignment, knowing in your heart that this is what is true for you, you can recognize the value of all of the different connections that are out there for us. And then once we have achieved somewhat of a sense of that, then the snow globe effect will settle down. So until we are focusing exclusively on the energy of love, we are going to have a sense of disarray. This is the ripple effect of this connectivity that they're talking about. And it's quite a difficult concept for most of us to understand right now. So they haven't given me any more than this. They've said they'll bring more as the energetic value increases. They are here to love and support us as we move through this huge wave of shifting, and that we're supported by many out in the galaxy and out in the in the star systems. And so they're holding space for us. They are holding space for us as our planet gets upgraded, as we connect and are upgraded. And if we could just focus on love and be inspired and move forward with a renewed sense of and a greater sense of cohesiveness, more than we've ever had before, then we will be able to get through this. And even though it doesn't look like that's what we have right now, hold fast, hold on to your seatbelts, as they said earlier. It is going to be a rough one, but at the end of it, it is going to be a lot better. And so some of the things that I would recommend that you do is really focus on taking really good care of yourself right now, because the energy and the light that is hitting our planet is quite strong. And especially for those of you who are light workers, it is very important that you stay grounded and that you take really, really good care of yourself. Thank you for listening to my video. This is Gail Scott. I'm a channeler. My website is listed below. If you would like to look at any of the other channelings or any of the other work that I do, please do that. Please like and share and subscribe this video if this is something that you're interested in and you know others who would be interested in this. And stay the course. There's more to come, I'm sure, and I'll be very happy to bring that when it comes. And so thank you for listening once again.